Good morning and welcome to a Chip Off the Old Block Toys. I'm Jeff. Today is part 2 of building the Daily Bugle. That's Lego set 76178. This set has about 3,700 pieces. We got through bags 1 and 2 last live stream, and I apologize for the delay in getting back to this, but life is very full. And good morning, John, and thanks for joining. And there's also another John that's usually on here, so might have to call you by your last names or something, or your full name. And good morning, Jenny. I saw you just pop up. Good to have you here. Thank you. But overall, the plan is this coming, or tomorrow, I'm going to do another live stream, part 3 of this. And I cannot find the other part of his gun and his other gun. Oh, well, here's his gun. Alright, cool. So this here is a character by the name of Punisher. And I think it has 2 seasons. And they were on Netflix at one time. I watched both seasons. I thought it was a good show. Really enjoyed it. Although I thought the first season was better than the second. And that tends to be the case in a lot of shows where they got this great idea, it does well, and then they struggle to follow up and make it just as good the second and third seasons and so on and so forth. I think one of the only shows that was able to break that mold was Seinfeld, because I think Seinfeld just did really well regardless of the season. All right. And Seinfeld won for 9 seasons, by the way. And I don't think it got... I think it was just fine. All 9 seasons. And hi, Ghost Green Man. Thanks for joining this morning. It's good to see you. And I was just mentioning that I am going to be doing another live stream tomorrow as well to get as far as I can on this set. About the same time tomorrow, so mark it on your calendars, and if you can attend, that'd be great. I think this one's Carnage, which is supposed to be Venom's son, I think, if I remember right. I think it's a pretty cool character. Love his tentacles. And we just got through building the Punisher. And now it looks like we get to start on the actual building itself. So if you've been following, it's morning for you, Go Screaming. Yes, it is. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning for me. And I do realize that there are people all over the world. We had one guy that was watching in Germany, and I used to live in Germany. They're 8 hours ahead of us. So certainly would not be morning everywhere. But I appreciate you tuning in to watch this. And if you've been following my live streams, you know that I've been doing house hunting in the country. And this week has been a good week for that. At first there was pretty much nothing, and then I just searched my computer last night before going to bed, which is probably a mistake, but that's okay. I was able to find 2 properties that are sitting on 1.5 acres, and they have animal rights, which means you're allowed to have chickens, goats, and so forth, which is exactly what I want. And they are priced right at or below the first house that I thought those people just were out of their minds for asking how much they asked. And I am having trouble finding a piece. Oh, there it is. guess I just had to speak it out loud and I'd find it. It's 3... Okay. So, Go Screamin', would you mind sharing what country you're in? I'm assuming it's Europe. I mean, the continent, not the country. I just can't narrow down the country. And Jenny asks, how many pieces is this build? This build, I believe... Oh, gotta turn around the box here. 3,772 pieces. I've been searching the internet, and there's quite a few videos that are coming out about people building these online, just like I'm doing. So I think it's pretty cool to see the wide interest in this building. Kind of figured there would be. And Go Screamin' says UK. That's awesome. I actually have a few friends that are either from the UK or are currently living there. A good lady. I don't know her maiden name, so I don't know what her family name would be over in England or the UK. But she was like a second mom to me. Really good lady, and she was from the UK, and her husband was in the Royal Air Force. She got divorced, moved to the States, and found a husband here, and has lived here ever since, and she's lived here for like 30 years. She's in her 60s, maybe even 70s now. But anyway, really good lady. And I always like hearing her stories. And of course, you know, earlier I couldn't find the slope piece, and I found the piece that I'm looking for now, but now I can't find that piece. Oh, there it is. Jenny says that'll keep you busy for a while. Yeah, it sure will. Won't my wife be happy about that? That just means the honey-do list is going to get set aside. I'm just kidding. It's not like that. My wife doesn't have to get on me to do things. I'm pretty good about getting things done. Because with having I think one of the advantages of having a really busy life is the fact that you just don't have time for nonsense, and so you get to doing things, you get it done right the first time, and you want to get it done as soon as possible, and so I think less time gets wasted. And speaking of that, not knowing what was going to happen this week with the home, I am really glad that I spent my time installing the sprinkler system. We have a park strip that wasn't completed by the builder because I was the last house on the street, and then they expanded my street, and when they did that, they finished it about 2 months ago. The park strip's now complete, and I feel safe about putting sprinklers in there because otherwise they'd tear it up. And so, not knowing if I was selling the house or how soon I'm selling it, I spent my time this week buying the parts and actually getting my 17-year-old son to help, which was more amazing than anything. And I'm not trying to make fun of him. It's just he doesn't usually help. And he was out there helping me, and we got the system down, put in to the point where today it'll be 24 hours. You have to wait 24 hours after you glue it. And so later today I'll be able to test it. So very happy about that. And Go Screamin' says, who do you want in the Daily Bugle that was not in the set? You know, I really haven't thought about that. There's 25 characters. Let's take a look. Well, Mary Jane would have been nice. I mean, they had Gwen. She was in some of the later Spider-Man movies, but the original ones with Tobey Maguire had Mary Jane, and they don't have her included. That'd be nice to have a character that looks like Kirsten Dunst. But boy, they sure do have a lot. I like Mr. Sandman. I like his legs, what they replaced it with. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so we got 4 of these to build that I'm building right now. And how many is that? That is 5 high. I also sprayed the weeds because the way my house is, yes, and Ghostwriter, Green Man says. I agree, Ghostwriter would be cool. I probably just committed a sin here, but I didn't know that he was part of the Marvel world, Ghostwriter. I do know the story, have seen the movies, I do like it. Just didn't realize he was part of the same universe. So yes, I agree with you now knowing that he is Marvel. I think that would be pretty cool. Ghostwriter, I wonder how they do his hair though, because of the flame. But would love to see that motorcycle in Lego. I think that'd be really awesome. So I used Roundup and, well, let me back up. Because my house is the last one on the street still, even though I expanded the street, I get the wild weeds growing, and it makes it really hard to keep a lawn going. And so I needed to spray for weeds along the edge of the driveway so they don't get blown across the driveway and into the lawn. So I tried, what do you call it, Roundup. And nothing. I mean, the weeds just kind of looked at it and said, was that supposed to hurt? Didn't even affect them. Nothing. So I was talking to my sister, or one of my sisters, and she was telling me that she uses a different product that you get from the country store. And the country store is about 40 minutes from here. So I ran up there this week and bought it and sprayed it. And those weeds are wilting. And they're looking pretty good. So I'm trying to get my house, whether I'm selling it or not, I need to take care of the weeds. So it's just nice to have the motivation to get out there and do it. So the house is looking a lot better in my opinion. And also in Lego news, if you guys haven't heard, the world map is coming out on Tuesday, June 1st. And I do have plans to go up there and get it. That one, I don't think is going to be a very interesting build. So I think that one's going to be a time lapse build. I don't think that's going to be a live stream. But I will do that one on camera, whether it's live stream or just a regular video. And that's Lego's boasting that it's the most pieces in any Lego set, which I'm kind of tired of them doing that because I think it's just a marketing gimmick, because they came out with the Millennium Falcon #2 and they said the same thing because it was 8,000 pieces, and then they came out with the Coliseum and it was 9,000 pieces, so they were able to say that again. And then now they did the world map and it's 12,000 pieces, and of course they can say it again because it's all true. But if you are kind of following what they're doing, they're just making sets with slightly a little more pieces, and each time they're able to say it's our biggest set ever. And I don't like marketing gimmicks. I'm actually against them, because in my store I don't play this. I mark it up just like I mark it back down. No, in my Lego store, in my not Lego store, my Bricklink store, I run a sale. If I run a sale, it's not very often, and it is what it is. I don't play games and that kind of stuff. So, because I just feel like the product itself should sell itself, and if it's not selling itself, well then maybe you need to look at your product again. All right, well, we're getting there. Got to apply a sticker here. Well, that's nice. I don't... Oh, it's not a sticker. It just... They drew on it, and it looked like it was supposed to be a sticker, but it's not. Do you have set 76173? I don't know that one off the top of my head, and I'm probably not. Because if you do, Ghostwriter hat piece is stuck. Oh, okay. All right, so they already have come out with that character. Oh, cool. Did they come out with his motorcycle by chance? Because I loved his motorcycle in the actual movie. And I loved how in the original story there was more than one Ghostwriter. I thought that was pretty cool. But Lego using these rails again for the doors, I've been doing that for years. I know Lego doesn't copy me. I joke that they do, but I know they don't. And lumber prices, I heard they're falling. And the reason that's important is I just heard some hammering in the background here. Directly behind me, they've been building a home. And because lumber prices fell, or rose so fast, they quit building. They literally poured the foundation, and then wood was not delivered for almost 2 months. But I hear them hammering away right now. And the wood was delivered. And also they poured 3 more foundations on the street behind me. And I can't hear them because they're far enough away, but I did drive by there yesterday. And they're progressing rather well. And the wood's been delivered as well. So I think lumber prices have fallen to a point where these builders are feeling more comfortable in building again, because for the longest time a lot of builders weren't building because of lumber prices. Just what they say went up 200 something percent. And I think that might have happened in the homes that I'm looking at today, because both of them are brand new builds. And Utah, well, pretty much everywhere, but Utah has had a huge housing shortage, and houses are just not available. I mean, like they come on the market and they're in a few days and they're gone. Well, the 2 houses I'm looking at today have been on the market for over a month, which the average is 7 days. So, tells you something right there. But they're both brand new builds, and the builder just doesn't have anybody to buy them, which tells me that either people backed out of them, or something happened. And anyway, I'm hoping that their loss is my gain. I hope. All right, got some extra pieces there. All right, well, let's start the next bag. And look at that. He's a redhead. Okay, dumb joke. And this is Daredevil. And here he is. I like how they give him the devil's horns. That's kind of funny. And this is Amber Grant, which I did not follow the story enough to know who she is. Sorry. But here she is. And now we have a real sticker to apply. And this is supposed to be a large screen TV. And I think I said this is bag number 4. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Jenny, that's a really good question, and I'd love to answer that. So, Jenny says, what are you looking for out in the country that you don't have in the city besides land? It's the ability to control your food. And the reason that's important is not that I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just conscious about my health. And I've been doing a lot of online research, and basically what it comes down to is they say the best thing to do to lose weight is to have single ingredient foods. In other words, no processed foods. You know, like carrots, like bananas, eggs, you know, one ingredient. And living in the city, I can't have chickens. And I want to have chickens because the eggs taste better. I've had them. My in-laws have chickens, and so does one of my sisters. So I've been able to taste the food that way, you know, fresh off the farm. And also, one of my sisters grows, or she has steers and goats and what they call meat rabbits. And in my opinion, they taste better and they are healthier for you. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the health angle. And here where I live, they don't care whether you have land or not. It's just if you're in the city limits, you cannot have any sort of livestock, including chickens. And to me, that's a travesty. I would love to have them, and so I can't have them here. And moving out to the country will afford me that opportunity. And I know it's backbreaking work. Believe me, there's no illusions here that this is going to be a cakewalk. It's just something I want to do. And also, if one of my things that I'm looking for in a house is the ability to build an outbuilding so that I can have a YouTube studio that's all under one roof. And that will be separate from the house. And I'm going to ask for what's called the CC&Rs. And that's covenants, something, and restrictions. And almost every property has them. And what it is I'm looking for whether an outbuilding is allowed. That's why I want the land. And so, anyway, that's my 2 cents of why I want to do it. And plus the fact that housing prices have shot up so fast, it's kind of like the stock market. I'd like to maybe unload the house I currently have. It's only a year and a half old. And realize that capital gain before there's a housing bubble and it drops, and then you know, it was only a gain on paper, if you follow me on that. And also moving out to the country, the housing prices are a little bit better. Like, just to give you an idea, a real estate agent did a comparable on my house, and the house here, a house in the country with just a little bit more land, well, a lot more land because I'm only sitting on a quarter of an acre, and the house in the country is an acre and a half. But basically the same size house out in the country with 6 times the amount of land is actually $200,000 cheaper than what I have here in the city. So that's one of the reasons too I want to go, is to cash in on that. All right, so we've got, oh wow. So I guess this wall's supposed to be able to be blown out here. That's pretty cool. All right, Ghost Greenman. I'm not sure what, probably just fooling around there. And Jenny says that's a good reason. Thank you. And plus, now that I have my granddaughter, I'd like to have her out in the country and learn hard work, because it is hard work. Now we got to put all these rails around. I love how they did these rails. That is just so cool. And I think these rails are the perfect way to add character to the building, so it's not just like a box. It's got some texture to it, but also because they're long, they're 16 studs long, they also provide a way to hold the building together. So it's both a decorative piece and a structural piece, which I think is cool. And Green Man says Iron Man or Captain America. Yeah, that would have been cool. For them to include them. I do have actually a couple Iron Mans, and Captain America's, I own a couple of those minifigures too, from various sets. And another consideration, which really isn't a huge consideration, but I'll say this, for moving out in the country, is that if I can get an outbuilding that's bigger than what I currently have, then, because I just have this basement here, is I plan on expanding the city. And so, like right now, my city plans, I can't squeeze this Daily Bugle in there. And I'd like to squeeze the Daily Bugle in my downtown scene. So, getting a house with an outbuilding would afford me that opportunity. So lots of good things. But speaking of superheroes, since we're building a superhero building, there's actually in Japan, and I think it's a Navy base, there's a building where somebody has painted the bat symbol on top of it. You can see it on Google Maps. One of the guys I listened to on YouTube pointed it out a few years ago, and I didn't know if I really believed it, because sometimes, you can't believe everything you see on the internet. So I did my own Google search and I found it. It's faded. The picture that he had of it was in better shape. Lego, you guys, they cut it wrong so that the border there, the white's on there, and it's not in the picture, and it's off center. But yeah, they have the bat symbol on a U.S. military building in Japan. I thought that was pretty cool. You know, just for fun, I think I should build a dumpster and put it right outside of this building and have it on fire, so it's a dumpster fire. I certainly could. Yeah, they cut this one wrong too, man. Their machine must have been off. This is bad enough, in my opinion, that I'm going to say something to Lego and have them send me out new stickers. And I wonder where John is today. I was talking to him yesterday, and he was so excited to be here. Said he was going to be here, and he didn't show. That's all right, John. Hopefully you'll catch it on the replay. And also, Greg's missing today. He usually joins us, especially on Saturday mornings. But hopefully he'll catch the replay as well. And I love how they put a little pigeon on top of the air conditioning unit. That's pretty funny. Oh, well. That's definitely my bad. I wasn't following directions here. Let me take care of that. Alright, this is going to be interesting. Oh, it's a light. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm talking to myself. So I was looking at this next piece we're building, and I was like, I have no idea, you know, what we're doing and what we're building here. And it's a little light fixture. It's an older one. And Ghost Screamin' says, when are you going to build another minifigure? Are we talking about like the helmets? Because if we're talking about the helmets, I plan on going and getting like Iron Man and Batman. I did all the Star Wars ones already. But I do have plans to get the other ones, some of the other ones. And I'll be doing that actually. I'll be running and getting the sets this weekend, the Batman and the Iron Man helmets. And I think they have Carnage too, if I remember right. I plan on picking those up this weekend, probably today. And then, well, this has got to be finished. Probably on the days that I don't do this, I'll probably do the videos on the helmets and do the time lapse or the speed builds, as some people call them. And then, yeah, just in between. And then the world map comes out this week, and so that's going to be probably a live stream as well. I've had, or no, that would be a speed build too. I'm sorry, not a live stream. But this one here is, I'm hearing from people that have actually built it. They're saying it takes 7 to 8 hours, and I do an hour-long live feed, so there's going to be quite a few of these before this is done. And Thanda Win says, hey. And hey, how you doing? And Green Man talking to Thanda, and 5 likes and 4 people watching. Yeah. Some weird wizardry going on there. But yeah, the world map comes out on Tuesday, and I'll be getting that. And we'll be doing a time-lapse speed build of it. And we'll be working that around doing this one here. So And we need another no crime. There we go. There we go. No crime. And just out of curiosity, since we are building the Daily Bugle, what is your... I'd like some opinions. What do you guys think? What's your favorite Spider-Man movie? My favorite is the very first one with Tobey Maguire. Those are my favorites. And we need to grab another newspaper here. It's business. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. I got some stickers to put on here. Okay, so 22 is I love New York. And instead of there being a heart, there's a red Lego brick. I'll show it to you when I'm done here. And then we've got just New York in block letters, different shades of gray. And let's see, sticker number 14. Oh, here it is. It's a picture of the New York skyline with the Statue of Liberty, and her head's cut off because Lego did not do the stickers correctly. Dang it, they cut them wrong. But here you go. There's the different ones. And Jenny says the first Spider-Man. Yeah, that's the same one I like. I just think it's cool. I really didn't like the remakes. I did think it was cool how in Deadpool they incorporated a version of Spider-Man much younger looking than Tobey Maguire. And I thought it was funny how the Aunt May was much younger. I forget her name that played it, but I thought that was completely funny when he was inappropriate and he says, "Oh, your aunt, she's really hot." That was funny. Because I've seen different versions of Aunt May in the comics and also in the first movie, and she was very old and not hot at all. And all of a sudden they came out with a hot version of her, and Deadpool's being inappropriate. I just thought that was funny. Okay, and then we got a sticker that says newsstand. Go. And there we go. Got the newsstand. And looks like we got a little bit of flowers and stuff to put out in front of the building. Okay. These instructions are a little... Okay, so I did that wrong. I thought I saw it right, but I didn't. yeah, so after I'm done with the live stream, I'm going to get a hold of a real estate agent, not the real estate agent I've been dealing with. The one I've been dealing with has been a little flaky, and I don't like it. In this market where houses move so fast, I don't need a real estate agent that calls me back in days. I need one that calls me back in hours or minutes. And this one has not delivered on several promises. And so it looks like I'll be looking for a new real estate agent because, well, I really do want this dream to come true. And one of the houses that I'm getting, the price point of it is just right. And if I get it, then I should have enough money because of the payments to build an outbuilding so that I can have a YouTube studio out in the backyard, so to speak. Okay, well, that's bags 3 and 4, and we've got a little time, so we're going to crack open bag 5. And Thanda Win says, oh, retracted. Okay, never mind. Oh, looks like we got some yellow in here, so the taxi cab's next. And we got Mr. Sandman coming up next as well. And actually, I like the movie with Mr. Sandman. You know, you think Sandman's completely evil at first, and then you find out his story, and, well, you kind of feel sorry for him. But, yeah. And here we have Mr. Sandman. And Brick by Nick says, yes, I made it. And morning. And good morning to you, Bricks by Nick. Yeah, it's good to have you on here, man. Yeah, I know you've commented a few times about missing the streams, and I'm glad you were able to make it. We are on bag number 5. For you, Nick, and others that have just tuned in. And who is this guy? This is Bernie the cab driver. Okay, well, make a gaming channel, man. Well, my son, who's 17, is actually doing that. And if he ever gets his first video out the door, I will link it in the description. I don't game a whole lot, so that would be really hard for me to do that. If you would have talked to me 20 years ago before YouTube was really a thing, I could have done a gaming channel because I used to game back then, but I used to play like Command and Conquer, and I still have my Nintendo from a kid. And I do fire that up from time to time, but nah, not too much anymore. And Ghost Screaming says yes, and I guess I didn't follow what is being said here. And you know, one thing that I hope to be able to do is build more of these simple taxi cabs. I love these New York taxi cabs, the yellow traditional. Of course, now with Uber, well, I know they don't consider themselves taxis. However, with Ubers, you just don't know what a taxi's going to look like. You know, they'll tell you when you order one what kind of vehicle's coming to get you, but you don't know until they actually get there what it's going to look like. So going back to a more traditional would be fun. Okay, so I'm just trying to follow the directions here, and it's hard to see with that glare because I have to have those lights on, and And Nick says, I may not comment as much because I'm too focused at your live stream. Well, hey, man, I'm just happy you're here, man. And hopefully I deliver on your expectations. So, and if you guys haven't noticed, I certainly have, that Lego's been ramping up their releases. They've announced so many of them in such a short amount of time. It looks like they've really got a lot going on there. You know, they came out with R2-D2. They came out with those Darth Vader pixel things, and also like Harry Potter, and they came out with a bunch. And then now, the world map's coming out. The Discovery came out. The shuttle came out, and I did a video on that. So if you missed it, please go back if you want to watch that. They've announced so many large sets in the Daily Bugle in such a short amount of time. It seems like they're coming out with a new set almost monthly. Well, they are at least monthly, and then this month there's been two big ones. The world map and the Daily Bugle. So that's pretty cool. So in January they came out with the Police Modular. Play Among Us on gaming channel. Well, which gaming channel and which game? If you're talking about me doing one, I don't think I'll be able to do that. My time's very limited, and as it is, but hopping on a game channel for a little bit here and there wouldn't be a bad thing. So January was the Police Modular, and then after that, in February was the Blacksmith Shop, which I have. Let's see, stickers. Oh, okay, here we go. Got a license plate. And then, let's see, what was March? Winnie the Pooh was March. I'm trying to think what April was. Oh, April was R2-D2. And then now they've got the world map and the Daily Bugle. So they are coming out with these larger sets very quickly. And the Ultimate Collector Series AT-AT Walker from Star Wars has been announced. So they're coming out with quite a bit really quick. And I feel like there's one I'm missing. They've announced. But anyway. Yeah, the one for August 1st. Oh man, it slips my mind which one it is. I just remember that it's coming out. Oh shoot. Oh, and last night I went shopping at Walmart. You know, just for the basic essentials like yogurt and bananas, apples. And I ran into Jason, who runs a shop here called Dark Prime Forces, and he sells more than just used Legos. He sells a bunch of stuff. Really cool guy. And anyway, I ran into him and his wife, and was able to talk to him for a few minutes. It was pretty cool. And that's happening more and more, that I'm running into people I know. Of course, I've been here longer now. But it was an unexpected surprise, and it was fun. Jason, he's my age. He's in his 40s. And he obviously likes several of the things that I like. Legos being among the chief one of them. But he also has like G.I. Joe and old Star Wars figures in his store, which is something that I think is just really cool. Oh, I already did that. Okay, well, getting a little ahead of myself there. And we also have another like independent Lego store in this area. It's called Minifigures USA, and that guy there that runs it, Colton, he's a oh boy, I'm not paying attention. He's a really good guy, and I went to a store the other day, but he wasn't there. He had some of his employees working there, and they don't know me, but he does. It's really cool just living in an area where there are independent like Lego stores. And they sell a variety of things, so if I'm looking for pieces that I can't find on Bricklink, sometimes I can get it from them. And I can get it the same day, and, well, I can inspect it before I buy it. No offense, but sometimes Bricklink gets on my nerves because some sellers seem to think that selling trash is okay. And other sellers feel that they don't have to count properly, which is a really huge pet peeve of mine, because if I order 102 pieces because I need it for my live stream and you don't count properly and you give me 97, well, I'm going to be upset because you might have messed up a video and I may not be able to do it now. And I just knocked this thing out and it will not go back in. Well, I'm not going to worry about it right now. So no, that's been one of my long complaints about Bricklink, is the quality service is not, it's just not there. And when you contact people, let them know there's a problem. A lot of times they, well, I've had sellers argue with me about it. And Ghost Greenman says, "Are you going to make a gaming channel? If you are, we can play Among Us." No, I'm sorry, I won't be making a gaming channel. My son will be, though, and that I will post. And then, you know, if you're interested in that kind of thing, I know he plays a variety of games. He plays like Minecraft, Roblox, Fortnite, Binding of Isaac. I can't remember all the games that guy plays. He plays quite a few. So he would definitely be the guy to talk to on that. I just don't game anymore. The doctor scared me when he told me that when it comes to my health, that I need to lose weight desperately, and that I need to use things or I'm going to lose them. And so I've been taking on a lot more projects that are outside and that sort of thing, like the sprinkler system project that I'm working on right now. Oh. Alright, Lego. That's not cool. I don't like it when Lego shorts me pieces. But they tend to do that, especially here lately. Gonna give it one more. Because once I put the wheels on here, I'm not going to be able to... There we go. I got the exhaust on there. But yeah, that's a lot of the reason. Another reason I want to do the country is the amount of physical work that's going to be required will keep me more active than I currently am. Because my job that I have, I basically am in a support role for a hospital system, you know, behind the scenes IT kind of stuff. And I do a lot of sitting because of that job. And it bothers me because I work for a hospital, but they keep me sitting all the time, and they send us emails like, be more active, and it's like, good, you want to make this job a little different so I can be more active or what? But they don't. And so that's kind of the ridiculous thing, is when you work a 14-hour day, 15-hour day, and you've been doing nothing but sitting at a computer, by the time you're done, you don't feel like doing anything. There's no way you can do anything. You're so tired from work. And so, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't mean to go off on that, but kind of one of my pet peeves about working for a hospital and They get on you because of your health, but yet they're the prime reason that you're having problems because you're sitting all day long. So I think the saying is, put your money where your mouth is. And I'm a big proponent of that. You know, it's not cool just to say something and not follow up with it. If you don't mean it, don't say it. That's just my thing. So moving out to the country is my thing. And I'm hoping that for many reasons that'll work out. And this house that I'm buying is technically in city limits, so it's not really the country, but the town itself is, I think, got 10,000 people in it. It's not really big. So compared to where I'm at now, where I don't even know what my city has, but it doesn't matter what this city has because you go a couple blocks over that way and that way and that way, you're in a different city. So you can literally drive for 30 minutes almost any direction and there's a city. So whether the city's big or not doesn't matter because there's plenty around me. I mean, the town that I'm thinking about moving to is so small they don't even have a Walmart. And if you're from the U.S., you know what that means. They're pretty darn small because almost everywhere has a Walmart. So, good times. And it looks like this taxi cab's coming together nicely. I do like it. Got to put the little radio antenna in there. And looks like some sort of mirror. There we go. We're coming along here nicely. Okay. Oh, you know what? I have one of these. Oh man, I don't even want to apply the sticker. It's cutting it off. God, man. Not to be, you know, first world problems. I know, but you know when they do it like this and it cuts, you know, it gets the border in there, they don't cut it right. It really is a letdown to me because, you know, you spend $300 on this set, which is a lot of money to begin with. You kind of expect things, well, I do, I expect things to be perfect. I mean, gosh, $300 is a lot of money. You can't even get that right. In case you guys missed it, I did announce earlier that I will be doing a live stream tomorrow morning, same time, and then to do part 3 of this. And here we go. Here's the taxi cab. I do like it a lot. It does resemble the taxi cabs that you see in movies, especially like in Seinfeld and other places. So I'm happy about that. That's a good representation. And now it looks like we're building Sandman's mound on here. Oh. Okay. So this is interesting. Trying to make it look like a pile of sand with a man coming out of it. That'll be interesting. And this is going to be the last bag for today. Just running out of time, and I've got plenty to do otherwise today. So I apologize, but this will be the last bag that I can get done, which is about what I like to do anyways. I like to keep my live streams at 45 minutes an hour roughly, and I'm going a tad bit over, but just a tad today. Oh man, I'm having trouble seeing this because the glare. Okay, so this one, okay. And it makes you wonder when you see the Marvel and DC universe, how do these different people like Stan Lee and others, how did they come up with their inspiration? Because I find it absolutely awesome that they were able to come up with all these different characters and stuff. I think it's really cool, and their different abilities, and I mean there was a lot that went into making these characters, and just to think that a handful of people came up with them. What was their inspiration, and how did they come with that thought? And yes, Nick. Yes, tomorrow he'll be doing a live stream. Yes, same time. But yeah, I'd like to know. Of course, you can't really ask Stan Lee anymore. He's not around. He passed away just not too long ago. I think just about 2 years ago, if I remember right. But yeah, I really would like to know where their inspiration comes from. And like, I mean, like, did they have a dream, or was it just something that, you know, where did it come from? And you got Weird Al. You guys know that singer. I'd like to know where his source inspiration comes from. He makes fun of a bunch of different famous singers, and he's funny. And in some cases, his parodies are better than the original songs. So, I'd really like to know those sort of things, like how do these things come to life, and how do we get blessed with being able to hear these things and see these movies. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, so that one there. And especially, you know, if you know the Marvel world, there's so many characters. Like, you know, I know he didn't develop them all overnight or anything, and there were a few of them that didn't go anywhere. Thank goodness. What was that one with that truck driver where I think he was carrying a nuclear bomb, or it was so stupid. I was glad that one didn't ever really become much of anything. And in fact, I watched a video on that superhero failures. Oh, no, I didn't. Nick says, hey, did you know that you inspired me to do Lego videos? No, I didn't, Nick, but I've seen a few of your videos. In fact, I think you did a short one that was about 50-something seconds the other day. I watched that one, and I'm glad to know that. Thanks for letting me know that. I hope you enjoy doing Lego videos. I do. And what I've found is there are so many people of different ages that like Legos that it's a hit. I mean, it's awesome. But no, I'm not going to sing Everything is Awesome for 8 hours straight, like the movie. Because I think it's so funny. They were singing it, and then it has a little cutaway, and it says, I think it was 5 hours later or something like that. And they're still singing it. That was just funny. Now, I'll probably go down and see my parents today. I haven't really been a good son lately. Usually I see them a lot, but since I have my granddaughter, my whole life has changed, and I just haven't had the time. like I used to go over there. And I think I'm going to change that today. I think I'm going to go over there. Only problem is the houses I want to look are this way, my parents are that way. So, quite the mess there. And we're going to place, oh, well, here's Mr. Sandman to begin with. I love that. It's got the rocks going everywhere. And we've got Mr. Sandman coming out of the ground over here. He looks rather angry and upset. And it looks like we're building 2 dumpsters. So and the other thing about Lego videos is you don't need, you need a little bit of money if you're going to do new sets, but they've got a lot of the smaller sets like the battle packs and other things that people are interested in, so you don't have to have a heck of a whole lot of money to start one. And I'm constantly looking at videos on different ways to build things, or not build things, but do my videos a little bit differently. And I am happy to say that I learned how to do little cards at the end of the video the other day on how to suggest more of your own videos to people so that hopefully they'll watch, and that when they get to the end of the video they've got links. And I just learned that last night, and I put it on a couple of my videos. One of them didn't work, so whatever. But yeah, I love how they put the hot dog in the trash and it's green. Of course, I always envision that's what they do in your stomach anyway. Turn green after just a short amount of time. All right. Well, that is bag number 3, 4, and 5 in today's video. I'm glad for those who have joined me. Thank you very much, and happy Memorial Day back at you, Nick. Unfortunately, I have to work. That's one of the things about being in IT. It never sleeps, and it can't because we're a hospital system that's open 24/7. But I'm not going to complain. I get most holidays off, and thank goodness I don't have anybody in my family that I need to memorialize, because all the active duty members did not die in the line of duty. They're all still alive. So, and I've got quite a few, by the way. So, here we are, Daily Bugle. We've added Mr. Sandman. We've added the newsstand, the foliage, the signage. This wall does remove, just like that. And then we've added the 2 dumpsters in the back and the pigeon with the air conditioner and the light. So we've got quite a bit done today. I'm very proud of that. And, oh, the taxi cab. Cannot forget the taxi cab. Love that iconic thing. So that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be good to each other. Stay safe out there. And I will catch you guys on the next video, which is going to be tomorrow at the same time. And we're going to start with bag 6 and just see how far we can get. All right, guys, that ends the video. And have a good rest of your day.